So we start with a peanut, and we're looking to find the psoas just on the inside of the hip bone here. And I like to put the peanut like this, not so much like this, just to target the length of that psoas muscle. So the bottom ball of the peanut is just on the inside of the hip flexor. And once the ball is there on the inside of the hip flexor, you can take that leg and bend and straighten it. And as you bend, you might feel that psoas kind of kick in. It might feel a little bit sharp. The psoas runs all the way from the top of the inside of the femur on the lesser trochanter, I think it's called. It's been a while since I studied anatomy. And then it runs across the pelvis and connects with the front side of all the lumbar vertebra. It's quite a long span. I'm just looking to contact all of that here. It's one of the primary hip flexors. Once you have done that, maybe for about a minute or so, we're going to take the foam roller and contact the TFL. So now we're working just underneath that pointy hip bone on the front side and slightly around to the side as well. You can do this with a peanut also, or you can use the foam roller. And as I'm using the foam roller, I'm not thinking just rubbing back and forth really fast, lightly. I'm trying to release my muscles and give as much of my weight into the foam roller to establish a good amount of depth into the soft tissue. So I'm working with the fascial network, responds to deeper pressure. But we have to go slow as well. So you want to establish your depth and then move slowly. So this is the attachments of all of the hip flexors that we're working on here. And once you feel like you've given that a good go, I can roll down the front of the thigh. Again, giving as much weight as feels comfortable and moving slowly. If you have a lot of depth and you move fast, it's actually more painful. The body can deal with more depth if we stay slow. So running all the way down to the top of the knee. And then I'm just rotating a little bit on my side to get that kind of lateral thigh muscle. And then going straight down the front again. And again, spending maybe a minute with this, with the hip flexors and the thigh muscles. And we'll do that on the other side as well. Again, finding the inside of that hip bone, called the ASIS, the anterior superior iliac spine. It's a mouthful. I feel like this is making me burp a little bit. getting some free digestion assistance as well. When you find a bit of a kind of sensitive place, find some movement in the knee that's actively releasing that. And if you feel there's a way to orient your body to try and give a little more weight there, feel free to do so as feels comfortable. When you feel done with that, we're going back to the hip flexor. Underneath the ASIS, the hip bone. You say hip bone, but it's quite, I say hip bone, it's quite ambiguous. The hips is like, it's a lot, isn't it? But maybe when we say hip bone, we think of that bony prominence. This feels a little tighter for me on this side. My left hip flexors are a little tighter than my left. Notice if you have any discrepancies on either side. And then again, finding the depth first and maintaining the depth, keeping the weight as much as feels comfortable into the roller as you roll along the thigh all the way down to the top of the kneecap. And then shift slightly sideways so you're kind of running on the front diagonal of your thigh. All the way back. Let's do that one more time. Okay, so now we've released the muscles that we're looking to lengthen and get more range out of. Now we're going to work on contracting with low the opposite muscles to help kind of deregulate them, downregulate them even more. So I'm going to put the ankle weights on for this, and I have a set of adjustable ankle weights. They can be up to 2.5 kilograms, but they currently just have 1 kilogram in them. So we're just here in quadruped, and throughout these exercises, try not to arch the back too much, but stay neutral in the spine, lightly contracting the abdominals back into the spine. And taking one leg straight out behind us, toes resting on the floor, and we're lifting 5 times, and then externally rotating that hip, lifting 5 times, and internally rotating the hip, lifting 5 times. And then just taking 10 pulses here at the top. And hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Good, and then having this leg bent, we're gonna lift 10 times. And then with the leg turned out, and regular, no rotation in the hip. 10 pulses. And hold. And then we just go bend and straight 10 times. I'm trying to hold it together, but my glutes are on fire. 9, 10. Oh my goodness. And other side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Externally rotate. 2, 3, 4, 5. Internal. Neutral. Pulses. And hold. 10, 9. And knee bent. And externally rotate. And pulse. And hold. 10. And extend and bend 10 times. Whew. Real burny. So here for the stretching part of this, we're starting in a low lunge, keeping the pelvis tucked under, lifted up through the front of the body, and we're bending and straightening. Trying not to extend back through my Achilles, but just going straight up and holding this line. And then again, holding this line. I'm just hinging at the hips, leaning back. I'm not arching into my back here, but I'm almost as I initiate, tucking my pelvis and lifting my belly button up towards my rib cage. And now coming forward, turning the front knee out, walking the front foot out, turning that front knee out. You can hold on to a yoga block here with the other hand. Reach behind. You can have your hand here or here if you want to open the chest a little more. You can play with either. And then here we're pressing for 10, 9, opening that knee angle, pressing the foot into the hand and trying to open the knee or the front of the hip towards the floor. About 10 seconds. And then squeeze the glutes and pull the heel to the glutes here and breathe deeply for about 6 seconds. And then press. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. and close. As I'm pulling the heel to my butt, I'm keeping the hip flexor dropped down to the floor, not lifting it up. And one more time. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Squeeze and pull the heel to the butt. Now on this last one, I'm going to think about pulling my belly button in, tucking my tailbone, keeping the hip drop down and the back foot where it is, but I'm trying to lift the front of the abdominals up, trying to take any arch out of my back. For this, we're coming into our lunge. Yoga block slightly behind you, as much as feels comfortable. If you need your yoga blocks to be higher and not so far back, you can do that. But now we're looking to open the front of the chest, palms facing forward, and coming into a deep lunge. If you want, you can press the shin and the foot and the knee of the leg behind you down into the floor, actively opening into that hip flexor. And finally, take this yoga block overhead, reaching back and taking some pulses here as well. Nice. And then coming back into the quadruped, we're going to lift and hold. And again, lift and hold. And we'll do the other side. Four, going for 10 here. Taking the arch out of the back, not pressing through the Achilles and the back leg. And after 10, holding that tail tuck, we're hinging back 10 times. If you need to kind of feel that tuck and lift through the front, help yourself feel that with your hands. You can do that as you initiate. Turning the front foot out, hand on the yoga block and reaching back behind. Pressing for 10. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the glutes and hold, pulling the heel to butt. And press. Dropping the front of the hip to the floor. And squeeze and pull. And press. And pull. And on this last one, thinking about lifting through the front of the leg and the abdominals, tucking the tailbone and taking little pulses there. And then coming into a low lunge, palms facing forward on the backs of the blocks, allowing yourself to go into your back. Pressing the back leg into the floor to pulse down. And taking the arms overhead. If it feels a bit tight in your back or your back feels a bit vulnerable there, then just don't go so deep into the back bend. It's just especially need to be careful with the back to protect that. Oh, and we've forgotten on this side to do our lifts and hold. And that's it.